Hello, everybody. This is Brent from Sticks-n-Stonez. Welcome to our episode this week. Happy Father's Day for all you fathers out there. Hopefully, I'll have a pairing for you today that you can try out and really enjoy. As I said earlier, I'm not coming to you from my normal patio at the No Shoes Bar and Grill deep in the heart of Texas. I'm actually at Sticks-n-Stonez Southern Command down on the beautiful Redneck Riviera. We just got finished with Tropical Storm Claudette, and she has moved on out, so we're now going to be able to get down to enjoying a good time for the next few days. I did want to go ahead and put this episode together and thinking about what I was going to do for today's episode, since I knew I was going to be here at the beach, Gulf of Mexico. I thought, what better way than to pair two things together that kind of have that whole tropical feel. So I brought together an Arturo Fuente Hemingway, that is a Perfecto. It's a 94 rated cigar by Cigars International, and the Glenlivet Scotch Caribbean Reserve. The Glenlivet, they take their normal base Scotch and they will do the final maturing in Caribbean rum casks. So it gives it kind of a tropically taste, but you still get the little bit of smoke, a little bit of heat, and the whiskey flavor. I think you're going to enjoy it. Arturo Fuente is one of the premier names in the premium cigar world, and this Hemingway is sort of different. It is, as I said, a Perfecto. It looks a little funny, but it is supposed to be one of the favorites of my favorite author, Ernest Hemingway. And I will pause for a moment and tell you I'm trying to lean in to make sure that you can get some good audio over the sounds of the crashing waves. But we're going to pair these two together, see how they go, and hopefully this will be a good honor to Mr. Hemingway. He was such a wonderful author. This particular cigar, as I said, it's the Perfecto, which is smaller here at the foot, at this end, than it is out at the tip. This is a much fatter end, and then it also has this little nipple on the end of it. I'll show you. Don't go into a cigar shop and try to stick the nipple end in your mouth. You will definitely look like a amateur. You still cut it, just like you cut all your cigars. I brought this time a V cutter because this cigar is so small at the end that you draw from. So, but you still cut it the same way. Wet it up a little bit. Put the cutter in there. Give it a cut. This is a V cutter. Comes out looking nice and clean and neat, and will give you a good draw. I'll give a couple of cold draws. We'll kind of see what we get off of it. I'm definitely catching some kind of maybe hay notes, a little bit of floral, and maybe just a little bit of pepper. That's got a really, you're like, I could just continue cold drawing on this one and not even light it, but we definitely want to get around to lighting it. That's really good. I've had the Hemingway before. It is one of my favorites. It just doesn't last long enough, 45 minutes or an hour is not enough. Now, the Glenlivet, it is pronounced the Glenlivet. This comes from a court case back in the 1800s where a lot of other Scotch makers around Scotland were starting to use the term Glenlivet. And so the Glenlivet came out of that. And the Glenlivet has been around actually since the late 1770s. But it was after the case, it became the Glenlivet and carries a year of 1824. They've been around a long time, and they're really a great Scotch. As I told you leading up to this, I have never tried the Caribbean Reserve. So we're getting all of this for the first time. 1824, the Glenlivet, and that has an absolutely beautiful color. That is a wonderful color. I really like that. It actually kind of matches the label with that beautiful orange color. That is a wonderful looking Scotch right there. I'm getting some apple in the nose. A little orange. And maybe some brown sugar. Hey, let's take a drink here and see what it does inside. Picking up some toffee, maybe just a little bit of mint. And maybe also a hint of melon. I think the rum casks are definitely good for this. A little water. All right. Now let's put them together and see what we do. That's definitely a good smoke. Get a little woodsy, a little sweet. Maybe a little cherry or molasses. Such a wonderful cigar. Oh, man. Now that's a very good Scotch. I know I've told you before, I'm a kind of a lower smoke, lower peat kind of guy, and this definitely hits those. If you're really into traditional scotches, this one might not be for you, but it also, you try it, it might be one of those every so oftens, or hey, when you come to the beach, it's definitely got a little fruit in it, and I know for me, I really like it. Now the Fuente, this Hemingway it's about a $10 stick, so not too bad on the budget. It's definitely one of my favorites. And just like a regular traditional scotch, that's got a nice little burn to it at the end. The bottle was, I believe, it was about $35. So again, not a budget buster. This particular line, they take it's a non-age statement scotch. So they take their brand new scotch, which brand new scotch is typically 3 years old. And then they will blend that. They'll separate some out. It's kind of a trade secret how much they separate out, and they finish that certain portion in the Caribbean rum casks, and then they put it back together. They also don't tell you how long they keep it in the Caribbean rum cask. You know, they got to have all these trade secrets, and then they blend it back together. And so it's a non-age statement scotch. It's not a 12-year-old, 15-year-old, 21-year-old, but for a non-age statement scotch, it's very good. And the Glenlivet is one of the premium names in the scotch world. So a non-budget buster that's kind of different, that is very, very good, and will definitely pique the interest of any of your friends that might come over and smoke on the back porch with you, that kind of thing. Definitely one of those things that I think is worth having on your shelf. But the cigar, you have got to have at least one of these in your humidor at all times. The Arturo Fuente, and I apologize if I have said Arturio, it is Arturo Fuente. It is, to me, it's one of the best cigars out there. Actually, I had trouble finding this cigar for this episode because with the COVID pandemic, they're back ordered. And I stumbled upon a couple. I went to my third cigar shop. I managed to find a box there, so I grabbed a couple, one for now and one for later. But if you can get a hold of them, definitely worth having every day in your humidor. This was a very good pairing. Kind of in closing, one thing I have come up with is I'm going to start rating things. I'm going to start rating cigars with matchsticks, 0 to 5, and rating the liquor with stones. So I think for this particular pairing, the stick is worth 4.5 matchsticks out of 5. The scotch, I think, is about a 3.75 out of 5. Doesn't just blow me away, but it's very good. And I think that you should definitely give them a try. For those that may be like me, that's a little more on the outside of the Scotch world, I think it's definitely worth having around. So you know, you can't go wrong with the Glenlivet. I have yet to try any of their lines that I haven't liked. So I'm going to finish this cigar and this scotch up, and then go have some craft. So we've got a really great show coming for you next week. It's going to be another kind of surprise. It's actually one of my all-time favorite liquors, and I am pairing it with a cigar that was actually, I had a request, pair something with this cigar. Gentleman I know that I've known for many years that I served in the military with, I'm sure he has probably been promoted. He may be a general by now, but I knew him as Captain Terry, and he specifically requested, hey, can you do a video on this particular cigar and find something to pair that with? And I said, sir, for you, I can do it. So next week, the cigar is going to be his pick, and I'm going to find something really special to pair it with. I want all of you fathers to sit back, have a smoke, have a drink, enjoy Father's Day, and I will see you next week. Don't forget, find me on Rumble, find me on YouTube, hit those like buttons, hit those subscribes, hit those follows. That's how I get bigger. And I'm really enjoying this, and hope you are too. I will see you next week. Bye, Stoners.